Welcome to Hike Over the Hill. I'm Jedi coming to you from Appalachian Trail Preparation Headquarters, also known as my basement, in the thriving metropolis of Rochester, New York. Today's going to be a short one. I'm just going to talk cutlery. I was going to talk about cutlery on my episode where I talk about cookware, but that episode started getting pretty long, and frankly, I just forgot to talk about the cutlery part. So, not much to talk about. Very quick. I have a spork and a spoon. I used to have two sporks, two different kinds of sporks, as I wasn't sure if one would be better than the other. And yes, I do keep my spork in this case. I don't know why. It's stupid to carry an extra thing like this around, but it just keeps this clean. It also keeps the tines of the fork end from like poking into other gear. Just a little extra protection. But the other titanium spork I had was the same idea. It was from a different company. This one is from Light My Fire titanium spork. I can't remember who made the other one I had. It was the same idea. But the spoon on the other one, see that spoon? That's like a typical rounded spoon like you would have in your cutlery drawer at home in your kitchen. The other one, it was kind of more of like a shovel shaped. It was actually similar to this. See, this isn't quite round. It's mostly round, but the other one was even more squared off than that. It was more like one of those squared off shovel heads. It was very strange. It felt weird in your mouth, and it just wasn't as nice. My wife had one of these, and I was like, "Wow, let me try that," and I liked it much better. It's like eating out of a spoon at home, just like you're used to. So I've used this on all my early backpacking trips for the last 3 years, and it's been great. I'm not going to bring this on the Appalachian Trail, and here's why. I switched to this. This is the Toaks long. As you can see, it's a long titanium spoon. It's just a spoon. One thing I will say before I forget. If you're going to get a spork or a spoon, or whatever eating utensil you're going to use out there, get the polished bowl, okay? The smooth, shiny, mirrored, polished bowl like these are, okay? See how this part is like rough? That's the unpolished part. And same here with the handle, how it's darker. If you get one of these where the bowl or even the fork end isn't polished, it doesn't feel good in your mouth. It's a little like sandpaper or something. It's just kind of rough. And it just doesn't feel smooth. It's harder to clean. The stuff, the little bits of food tend to kind of get stuck in it. It's just not as pleasant of an experience. So get the polished bowl. That's my recommendation. So let me weigh these real quick. This is the Light My Fire titanium spork. That weighs 19 grams. Okay. This, the Toaks long-handled titanium spoon, also weighs 19 grams. They weigh exactly the same. So why one or the other? I do like having a spork because I do eat meals that have noodles in them, ramen noodles or any kind of other noodles. It is kind of fun, or you got a chunk of something you want to stab and eat it. It is kind of satisfying to eat with that fork. And this fork has a little serrated edge. I don't know if you can see it. This part that's straight right here has little teeth on it. So I don't know if that's showing up or not, but you could allegedly cut through something if you needed to. I don't have a need to cut anything when I'm eating. Everything I'm eating is dehydrated and or freeze dried. The reason I'm not bringing this is it can be a little awkward when you start out eating with a fork end. Let's say you're eating and you're getting your noodles, you're getting chunks of stuff, and then you get down to the brothy section. You got to flip it over and use it. Well, now your hand is in the part that you just had in your mouth, and it's wet. It might have some food particles, and it's hard. You're like ugh. So now you're kind of trying to hold it down here so you're not touching the part that had, so your hand is getting food on it and your saliva and whatnot. It gives you a lot less distance between your hand and the food. It's also pretty much impossible to eat out of a freezer meal bag. This is a backpacker's pantry. It happens to be Kathmandu curry, but you can see that the height of the bag. If I try to get this down here, this is where the top of the bag. This is where you rip the bag right here. You see the little notch right there, and this is where the little seal, like a Ziploc seal, is. So the bag's opening is going to be right about here, right about across where the top of the word backpackers is. That's where the opening is going to be. So if I want to get to the bottom of this bag, you can see This thing is going to be well below. I'm going to have to be reaching into the bag, and my finger's going to be inside the bag trying to get stuff out of the bottom. However, with this, with my spoon, I can get to the bottom, and look, the top of the handle of the spoon is right at the opening. So I could, you know, hold on to the tip like this, kind of get my thumb in there, and get down to the bottom of that bag without really getting my hands inside the bag. Maybe just, you know, my finger a little bit below the opening. Makes that a little bit easier. I don't eat out of these anyway. I mean, I would if I had to, but I'll eat out of freezer bags. I'll transfer this into a Ziploc freezer bag, or I will, on the AT, I'm going to use my cold soaking vessel here. This is the large. This is, I believe, 24 or 26 ounces. Might be 26 ounces. It doesn't say on it, but you know, eating out of here would be a little. I mean, I could do it, but it's just a little bit. You know, getting down there, and if I, you know, I'm having to hold onto the tines of the fork to really get down in there. Whereas with this, you know, I got room all over the place to eat out of this. And this is a tall one. I have a shorter one, which I may swap out to if I find out that this is just overkill. I have a shorter one here. I believe it's. I think this is 20 and this is 26, or 20 and 24, something like that. But, you know, even easier to eat out of with this thing. So this will cover all my bases. It's not as pleasurable to not have the fork, frankly, because I do like stabbing my food and twirling the pasta around it or the noodles around it. So you have to break up stuff a little bit more. You have to kind of shovel it into your mouth a little bit more with this. And also this spoon here, the part you put in your mouth, that is not as pleasant of a shape as this. This is great. I mean, this is just like your spoon at home. This is a little weirder. It's a little bit squared off. It's okay. I think they did that so that you can scrape along the bottom and get into the corners and get against the sides of things with a flat edge rather than have a rounded edge. So I can scrape along, you know, the bottom and the side, I guess. But in any event, I highly recommend titanium. It is hypoallergenic. There's no such thing as an allergy to titanium. It won't react with most substances. The polished, it feels like a stainless steel spoon in your mouth, frankly. You can't tell the difference. It doesn't taste funny or metallic in any way. And also, they're very sturdy. The plastic spoons, a lot of people try to go lighter. They get a little plastic spoon like you would eat ice cream with at an ice cream shop. You know, those little white plastic spoons, or a Lexan spoon. The ones you see at REI or any kind of gear place, they'll sell you the plastic versions of a spork or a spoon. Plastic melts, okay? Right? You don't want melted plastic on your cook pot or anything else for that matter. Plastic breaks also. Plastic can snap, and I have heard people break those spoons and forks all the time. So yeah, you could get away with it for a while, but I mean, ultimately, you know, if you're going to be serious about backpacking, get something that's going to last. Get a titanium spoon, in my opinion. 19 grams in the case of these two. They probably make a lighter one. They make a shorter spoon, but this one is going to cover all your bases for anything you need to get into. So I would say definitely get the titanium. Oh, also, my wife, I should have grabbed it. I got her a bamboo spoon for Christmas last year, and she's used it. She likes it. The advantage to a bamboo spoon, or the plastic for that matter, the one advantage over metal is that they don't get hot. So this spoon, if I left it in my boiling water, or if I got my rehydrated meal and I left it in there and I went to go do something and I came back, this is going to be really hot, and I could burn my lips or my tongue, my mouth a little bit. But that's a minor thing. Just be cognizant of that. Don't leave this on in the heated meal or near a fire or anything, obviously. So that's it. That's all I wanted to say. That's my recommendation, is to get titanium. Whatever brand you get the titanium. It's one and done. It'll last you forever. They're easy to clean. They're sturdy. Nothing's going to go wrong with them, probably. You have to go out of your way to really damage one of these suckers. So that's it, guys. And I will see you. Thanks for watching. And please, hit subscribe if you would. That lets me know that people like what they're seeing, and I'll be inspired to put a little more time and effort into my videos and edit them and make them look a little more professional for you. All right? And hope to see you out there on the trail. See you next time, guys. Bye-bye.